three. Bang! Danny Green does it again. Another big road win for Toronto.
With the exception of a third quarter in Game 2, the Golden State Warriors have been outplayed, and Game 3 was no different. Danny Green scored all 18 of his points on 6 3-pointers. They showed up. Steph Curry had to do all that he did just to keep the Golden State Warriors into the mix.
Curry, corner three, it's good!
Biggest disappointment of the night, Boogie Cousins, an absolute no-show. The question now is, will it continue? We will find out in Game 4. Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, told me personally, Kevin Durant will be back this series. When will that be? And will Klay join him? That's the question right now to think about with the Warriors, because clearly what they put forth on the court in Game 3 ain't good enough to win this series.
Another question is, which role player is going to step up next? Because they've been critical in the first 3 games. Pascal Siakam, Game 1, 32 points, most in an NBA Finals debut since Kevin Durant in 2012. Dominated on the break, scoring 11 of the Raptors' 26 transition points. Game 2, it was all about DeMarcus Cousins. Made his first start in an NBA Finals game, finished with 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Warriors had to play without Kevon Looney, who usually anchors the paint for them on defense. Cousins helped hold Toronto to 2 for 10 shooting when he was the primary defender. And then Danny Green on Wednesday, 3rd career Finals game with 6 3-pointers, trailing only Steph Curry, and he excelled when shooting off a pass. 4 of his 6 3-pointers were catch and shoot as the Raptors take Game 3. Rachel Nichols joins us now for more from Oakland. Rachel, Danny Green had struggled shooting, especially earlier in this postseason, but he never lost his confidence, as evidenced by that stroke in this game. How important are those kinds of contributions to Toronto's attack?
So huge. They need him, and they need him to be involved when you're involved in making shots. Offensively, of course, you're doing great. Defensively, and you're interested and active, and he was great on that, too. He had that huge block tonight as well. The Raptors felt across the board like the shots finally started falling tonight. And sure, part of that is because the Warriors didn't have one of their best defenders. But the bottom line is, you score, you see the ball go in. And most professional basketball players, it's funny that they need that, but they do. And it starts to get their confidence up, and these guys feel good about how they're going to go into Game 4, whether Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant come back or not.
Kawhi Leonard had what feels like a quiet 30 in this game, with Danny Green and Kyle Lowry hitting so many splashy shots. But how important was it for him not to have to overexert himself in this game, considering he may have to do it on Friday if the Warriors get healthy?
Absolutely. It was huge for them. And they, as a team, they want sort of the team to get going. That's important. Although Nick Nurse did tell me that about halftime, he looked at the guys and he said, stop watching Kawhi. We need everybody else to be playing too, because he did feel that the players were kind of watching him a little bit too much during the first half. But it made a big deal that Kawhi didn't have to work so hard. You saw him limping again a couple times, just favoring one of his legs. Raptors say that it's not something that's going to stop him during this series. It's not actually the old injury, Stan. It's the fact that he is compensating a little bit for the old injury, and that puts some muscle fatigue on the other leg. He's just got to play through it, but the number of games where he doesn't have to work so hard is really good for him and will bode well for games for the rest of the finals.
All right, something to watch for on Friday when we'll talk again. Third quarter, according to Second Spectrum, comes off a screen and knocks that one down. Took 10 shots in this game, all of them threes. Less than a minute later, Kawhi Leonard kicking it out to Green. He knocks down the three, 6 of 10 from 3 for all of his 18 points. Less than 40 seconds left in the third. Kyle Lowry has his shot blocked. Kawhi Leonard chases it down. He gives it to Green. Good idea. Shot clock running down. No problem. Green was phenomenal, but so were the rest of the Raptors from 3. Lowry, 3 ball. Bang, bang, bang. He was 5 of 9 from 3. Pascal Siakam swinging it to Leonard. 2 for 6 from 3 for him. And then Fred VanVleet, 3 for 6 from three-point range. Raptors with 17 threes, tied for the most by a team in the NBA Finals game on the road. Nick Nurse's team up 2 games to 1.
It's not like it's a 30-minute sit-down, right? It's pretty quick, right? And actually, one of the players had written that on the board, let it rip. On our, we got all our stuff up there, and there was this little handwritten, let it rip. And I went over and said, did you write that? And he goes, no, but that's what I'm thinking. And that's the extent of the talk. Sorry. That was it.
We played a great game for them and set a really good tone early. Made some shots, controlled the game, and so he was a huge factor for them. Played a fantastic game.
I think putting him on Steph early got his juices going a little bit, as a competitor. And, he was unbelievable for us tonight. Every time we needed a bucket, he gave us one. And every time they made a run, he had an answer. So Kyle was unbelievable.
And he's really been their barometer. The Raptors have gone as he has gone this series, particularly as a shot creator. Lowry's averaged 9 assists per game in Toronto's 2 wins, with the team shooting 58% off his passes. In the Game 2 loss, Lowry had just 2 assists, tied for his fewest this postseason. For more on Lowry, Tim Legler in the lab.
Going into Game 3, the Toronto Raptors clearly knew that Golden State was going to lack some firepower offensively. But what you never know if you're the Toronto Raptors is where is your supplemental scoring going to come from, and how are you going to shoot the ball collectively from the three-point line? Well, Kyle Lowry answered that question in a big way. And this guy has been to the All-Star game a couple of times, and he played like one again tonight. You want to know how well they shot the ball from the three-point line? Just take a look at this. This is a one-on-one situation with a guard probing, and you have 4 defenders lifted almost chest to chest because of how well Toronto moved it and shot it on this particular night. Every time Golden State cut into the lead in the second half, it seemed like Toronto was there with an answer from the three-point line. Here, great patience by Lowry. Get it to the top, and then this set gave them trouble all night. The high ball screen, you're going to see the point guard come off, Fred VanVleet, and his job, occupy 2, which is exactly what he does. Steph Curry chases. You get DeMarcus Cousins out here on the perimeter, which is going to lead to a slip to Marc Gasol, and this whole lane area is open. This repeatedly gave the Golden State Warriors trouble defensively. Where's the help going to come from? Sean Livingston decides to pinch off the corner, and now you leave Kyle Lowry over here in the right corner. And when he catches and shoots it this quickly, you know Kyle Lowry's in a really good place in terms of his confidence. Knocks down a huge 3. And once again, a momentum shot right here. Golden State trying to make a run one more time. But look at the penetration that they give up. And now you get an overreaction, particularly from Draymond Green, who sinks all the way down into the lane. And now it's going to lead to a kick out. Kyle Lowry eyes it up. Great patience. Doesn't take the first one. Instead, let's see if we can get Draymond Green on a hard closeout and then go by him off the dribble. Why I say he's so confident, he doesn't go to 15 or 18 feet. He actually sidesteps this because he wants the three-point shot one more time. Knocks down a big one. To me, that was the backbreaker. And on a night when Kawhi Leonard was very good offensively, he got 11 combined threes out of Kyle Lowry and Danny Green. And now Toronto has taken the lead 2-1 in this series.
Lowry was a man of the people in the second half when he went into the stands after a loose ball. But one of the fans in Lowry's general vicinity commits a flagrant with a shove, and his viewing experience would end soon thereafter. He was ejected. Lowry pushed back with his play on the court. He's not face-friending that Warriors guy.
For that fan, there's no place in him for that. He had no reason to touch me. He had no reason to reach over 2 seats and then say some vulgar language to me. There's no place for people like that in our league. And hopefully he never comes back to an NBA game.
Those are some expensive tickets to forfeit.
Yeah, and the NBA is investigating that guy as well. So your NBA Finals continue on Friday. It's NBA Countdown at 5:30 Pacific. The game is in Oakland. And as we've heard, it might be the last game at Oracle. That's hard to believe. 6 o'clock, the game tips off on ABC. That's 9 o'clock back east. Toronto up 2-1, Game 4 Friday.
Lots of all-stars in the finals, but there are guys without max deals who are having a maximum effect on the series. We'll take a closer look at that coming up on SportsCenter.